Hey guys, Mark here with another episode of All Things Videogames. This time we are talking about Sony and the PlayStation E3 event. Of course, it hasn't happened yet, but we wanted to kind of talk about what we think may happen, what we hope will happen, and some wishful thinking, of course.
Yeah. So, for me, I'm going to kick this off again. I'm just taking the reins here. It's
That's
not your
fine.
it's not your podcast anymore. I'm doing
I
it.
don't care.
So anyway, I think there's going to be a price drop for PS4.
I expect that actually. That is very smart on their move, especially with the Pro.
I think they want to compete with Scorpio.
Big time.
250 for the base is what I think, and 350 for the Pro. And 250 would compete well with the original Xbox One. 350 is going to more than likely compete well against the Scorpio, even though it doesn't offer as much necessarily.
No, but if they have a lot of bundles. If they can keep the price at 350 and offer a game as well, that'd be pretty big.
Yep. And aside from that, there's obviously going to be a big focus on VR. Yeah. Unless it's been selling like shit, but I've heard that it's been selling pretty good. They haven't really talked about it, though?
I thought I read somewhere in between 1 and 2 million units, which I know that's not a whole lot, but if you think that, it is kind of a niche system.
Yeah. Not only
that's pretty good, I think.
But when you consider the price range, too, it's like it's not super cheap. It's definitely something that you kind of have to save for if you want to get into.
And that brings in another thing. Price drop on the VR.
Think so already?
The only reason I say that is if they're going to be dropping the price with everything, I kind of think that it may not be by much, maybe $50 or something, but I think it's very possible.
Yeah, I think that could fall under both predictions and wishful thinking.
Yeah, and to me, if they don't drop the price, then they need to do something with the bundles.
Mm-hmm.
Throw in some incredible games, like they just got Farpoint, or I think it's called Farpoint, which looks great.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't tried it yet, but you bundle that in with the system for free, and that's an incentive for people to go buy it.
I would like to see them throw in the camera and move controllers for no extra cost.
Yeah.
Just simplify the process.
Or at least the camera, because you don't have to have the move controllers.
No, but I cannot imagine using a regular controller with VR. To me, that just seems asinine.
It is. I've used it. It's different.
It's like, I don't know. I'm so used to moving a camera around with the right stick that it feels almost counterintuitive to me to not do that and use my head. Like, I've not used VR. That's a disclaimer here. I've not used it at all in any capacity, so maybe I'm wrong, but just how it seems.
I've only used it with a animated demo and Resident Evil 7. And as far as PlayStation VR goes, you can move your head around. You can actually turn around completely. It works really, really well. It tracks you very, very well. And then with Resident Evil 7, I had the controller, and that one's different because, like, you walk forward with your stick, and you can turn your head, but you're still moving forward.
I don't know. One of these days I'll try it.
One of my YouTube friends told me you can change things in the settings. Like, for instance, when I played it, it was set up so that when you would turn with the thumbstick, it would do it in like clicky increments to that's set up for people who get motion sickness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. So I was told, yeah, you can actually turn that off, and then it'd just be like you're playing a first-person shooter, which I probably would have preferred. But I do think, as far as the E3 show goes, a big portion of it is going to be VR because they're going to want to display everything they can and push it forward.
Yep. And we'll see, because, PlayStation Move had like 1 or 2 E3s.
Yeah.
Where they were pushing it and then just fell off the...
But see, that they released that as a, oh shit, look what Nintendo came up with, we're fucked. We need to combat that, and they kind of copied them in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, and then plus they were late.
Yeah.
They didn't come out till like a couple years later. Same with Microsoft's Kinect.
Except for that sold awesome.
Well, yeah, you have to. You're the controller. Well, that's good, but in the same sense, Microsoft kind of copied Sony from the PS2 iToy.
Right.
But
now, speaking on things that Sony's tried and
failed
at, the PlayStation Now service, they've already said it's going to get some restructuring this August, which, if you ask me, it sorely needs, because their pricing structure was just stupid. It just didn't make any sense.
They now have 2 big competitors in a similar space. With Microsoft's, was that
Game Pass?
Game Pass, and then now Nintendo with their just announced $20 a year online service.
Yeah. More on that in our Nintendo video.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But those 2, Nintendo actually, in my opinion, doesn't count because that's like a different league, pricing and everything. But Microsoft's $10 a month, constant flow of 100 games.
Yeah.
Which every month certain ones will get cycled out like Netflix does.
Yep.
Awesome stuff. Although I'm kind of hoping they do open it up to more than 100, but we'll see. Sony, on the other hand, I realize they're essentially running the games on their servers and then sending it to you, and it's streamed and everything. So it costs more to run. But they need to figure out how to not charge that. I mean, I don't want to be paying that kind of money for that.
Yeah, and if people aren't using it, they aren't going to make money.
No,
Like, you got to get people on board. And I know it's streaming games, and that hasn't traditionally been very successful, but in this case, they are poised to really have a game changer on their hands. Like, if they do the same thing.
If it was $10 a month, I'd give it a go.
If they have the same deal, but it streams everything, they could actually do probably more, because they already have a wealth of PlayStation 3. I don't know if they have.
There's some PlayStation 2 games on there, but not very many.
It's
the ones that have been like reformatted. But also, I read that they're going to add PS4 games to it.
Yeah, and see, you can
play PS4 on your PC then.
Yeah, well, you already can actually. I believe they have that now, remote play on your PC.
Well, they do have remote play, and it works. Yeah. Actually, I've used it. It works quite well.
I haven't tried it yet, but they're in a position. It's a little different than the Game Pass from Microsoft, because you're not downloading anything, but that could actually work out because you're not going to use up your hard drive space. And a lot of people that don't really want to upgrade their hard drive for some reason, that's an option for them, and if they price it right, it's pretty appealing.
Yeah. And the other thing that I would like to see happen, since technically, at least the original PS4 can't emulate PS3 because of the way the architecture is, it'd be at least nice to where you could put in your PS3 disc, and then on PlayStation Now it runs, but you don't have to pay for it because you have the disc.
That would be cool. I could see them doing something like that, like if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That would be fine. That'd be another perk.
Yeah.
And eventually they're going to end support for PlayStation Plus on PS3 because since they pretty much killed the system this year.
Yep.
So I kind of expect that. So it'd be nice in return to allow people who have the games, let them play them on the PS4 using the disc, but using PS Now with their PS Plus subscription. I think that would work great.
Yep. And unless they introduce backwards compatibility.
Which is possible if they figured it out. Now, PS4 Pro, I think, definitely has the power to do it. I'm not so sure about the original PS4, but we'd see.
Yeah, I would absolutely love to see Sony return to that system they had with the PS2 and early PS3 consoles, where it played everything PlayStation.
Yeah,
because that became like a thing that people, general consumers, just expected. That if it's a PlayStation, it plays anything PlayStation.
Now, on top of that, I'd like to then see PS2 games being able to be played. But there's one issue, and that is, as it is right now, the system will not read CDs. Yeah. I don't know if it's a hardware issue or a software issue. So PS1 games and PlayStation 2 games that use the CD, they're out.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, which, well, especially with the PS1 library. But if it's a software thing that they could patch up, like do another update, then we're golden. Yeah. Because this system, standard PS4 should be able to play PS1 and 2 games no problem.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And enhance them at that.
Oh, big time, yeah.
So that would be, I think that falls right under the prediction and hope also. Definitely. Because it kind of would make sense given the success Microsoft has seen with it. Plus, we just want it. So
that's true. I could put some systems away.
It might actually, it might negatively impact the PlayStation Now service, which is why it kind of makes it a wishful thinking kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, we can hope. So aside from that, we know that they have a lot of big games that are going to be showing. God of War is probably the one I'm looking forward to most.
Yeah, that one's definitely big. The Last of Us 2 will be shown.
New Uncharted.
I think you definitely. But I think for The Last of Us 2, we're going to see a lot of new gameplay footage. Well, we haven't really seen any gameplay.
Yeah.
But they're going to kind of reveal the basis for the story. I don't think they're going to let us know whether or not Joel is actually dead. The trailer kind of makes you think he could be dead, and then, he's talking to her like through her head. She's kind of like almost like a ghost is haunting her, kind of. I don't know if I can explain it, but
I don't know. I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna take it as it looks to me and assume he's good. He's fine. I think they're just palling it out, and he taught her guitar like he promised, and we'll see. There's that game was so intense that
I'm excited. Now, here's the thing too. Naughty Dog doesn't disappoint.
No.
So I have high hopes, expectations, everything that this is going to probably get Game of the Year when it comes out, which will probably be next year. Mm-hmm. But still, the game's going to be incredible. And visually, I think they're going to step it up a notch, even over Uncharted 4.
Which will be insane.
Yeah. So I'm just excited to see what they're going to do.
Yep.
And I'm hoping we get to see updated models of the clickers and, all the various
and of course new ones.
Creatures. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. No doubt about that. It's got to be some new games. What's Guerrilla doing now that Horizon's done? I can't imagine them going back to Killzone anytime soon. Or maybe they'll show off a Horizon DLC. That could be.
Could be because I'm sure they're going to have quite a bit of DLC for that.
Yeah, that would make sense. I don't know what else is there.
Well, even though it's been in beta forever, I do expect we'll see a more final version of Gran Turismo Sport.
Right. 'Cause that's almost, it's about to release basically.
Yeah.
So
it'd be the perfect time for them to show it off, kind of like for some free press on it.
yeah.
Even though of like the 100 and some YouTubers that are showing it off every day,
Yeah.
me included.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of Call of Duty because that's their thing
Yeah,
now.
that too. And I think
Destiny.
we'll see, honestly, with the new Call of Duty game, I think we're going to see the zombies mode that has been talked about, but they haven't shown.
You think they're going to do that now or wait till Tokyo Game Show? Or whatever else, Gamescom or something.
That's a good one. They might wait on that, but show us a little more of the story and the gameplay.
That's what I'm banking on. I don't know. It's hard to say. Destiny 2 will be there.
Destiny 2 definitely, and then also, this isn't going a long shot here, but I'm going to say a new Tomb Raider game.
Really?
I think obviously it wouldn't be released this year.
Yeah, it could be a teaser.
A teaser for the next one, because the one that PlayStation received, over the Christmas time, that came out the year before on Xbox, so it's been a while. They have to have had something in development.
Well, that's true, and Sony celebrated the hell out of that release.
Yeah.
Like, they had, like, the special Legacy or whatever version is, like, anniversary something. Can't remember what they called it. It was something about Tomb Raider basically being a PlayStation brand for so many years, even though it hasn't been exclusive to PlayStation at all.
That actually might be the one that I have.
but either way,
it started on PlayStation, though. I mean, it was on Saturn, but Sega's gone essentially from hardware.
They built the first one for the Saturn first, then ported it to PlayStation later at the publisher's request, and then the rest is history. But it did start with Sega. So,
yeah.
But anyway, it's not a history lesson. So I think that'd be interesting. I'd like to see a new Tomb Raider. More than that, though, if Crystal Dynamics is making anything, I kind of want to see new, like, Soul Reaver or Legacy of Kain game.
Hell yeah.
Because it's been long dormant, and that was a really good series of games.
I played the shit out of, I don't know which one it was, but the one on Dreamcast.
Soul Reaver, yeah.
That game was great.
Both Soul Reaver 1 and 2 were really good. Then the Blood Omen games were really good. First one was made by Silicon Knights, but is still good. It'd be awesome to see them go back to it. Or maybe just for my personal long shot, maybe they're making a new Gex game, because, everybody loves Gex, right?
There's a lot of old school games.
Oh, yes. So I don't really have anything else for Sony. I mean, I think it's really, really predictable this year. They'll have to throw a strong curveball to surprise me.
There is just one more thing. And I only because I know you're not really big into handhelds, but I read quite a bit of rumors probably in the past couple months that Sony's working on, whether it's like PS Vita 2 or PSP 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
They're going to have a different name, but I think they might actually show off a new handheld, and I think it's going to have some sort of a compatibility with the PS4 so that you could take your games on the go. I don't know how it will work, but I think it's kind of like, shit, look what Nintendo came out with. One of those things again, only this might be executed a little bit better.
In that sense, I can see him doing it to basically do to copycat Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. They always have, and to varying degrees of success, the PlayStation itself being the biggest success of a copycat that they've done. You know, PSP was pretty successful, but the Vita was really not, even though it's
Yeah,
really
well,
good
that was
hardware.
due to some major errors, but
Yeah. Um, and then obviously like the Move, like you said, it's
yeah.
obviously a copycat. You know, it's hard to say. We'll have to see. I don't think they will personally, but I've been wrong before, so.
Yep, we'll see. Anyway, I don't have anything else. Not entirely, really. I mean, I know they have a lot of games that are on the horizon that they'll show. Um, so just like the Microsoft show, I'm gonna essentially record a reaction video, and hopefully I can get everything situated. I can do it live. That'd be kind of cool.
Mhm.
But if anyone else has anything that they think we missed, or maybe they want to add, hit us up in the comments, and obviously hit that like and subscribe button if you have not already. And like always, happy gaming.